Have you ever had an idea that you just fell in love with, it hyped you up, you're motivated, you're inspired by it, and you want to see it through all the way out? And you tell some friend, you tell your family member, you tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever, you just tell somebody about what you plan to do. You lay it all out, the A through Z step by step, your intentions, you're hyped up, and at the end of that conversation, they're like, yeah, that's pretty dope, you should do it, you should do it. And you feel good. And then the next day, what happens? You don't do that thing. You don't follow out the idea. The goal just disappears, and you go back to the regular old routine of you just doing regular things and nothing happening to you. Why does that happen? Because that happened to me. That happened so many times to me. And the only reason is because we tell people what we want to do. Here's the best piece of advice I can give you. If you want to stay motivated and inspired, do not tell people what you're going to do. Instead, tell them only after you've done it. I'm telling you, if you have that mindset that you're not going to tell people at all your intentions, your goals, your plans, none of that until it is finished, you will have the motivation. You will stay inspired. You will be driven to get that thing done because we are social beings and we crave social validation from the people we care about. And the problem is, when we tell people our ideas up front before we've worked on it, we get that social validation before we've done the work. And so now we don't really feel like we need to do the work because we've got what we wanted. We feel good. We feel like we achieved something. And so that makes our drive and motivation, inspiration, just tank. But if you just tell yourself that you're not going to tell anybody until you finish that thing, until you are completely done with it, you'll be driven because now you want to get that thing done because you so badly want to tell people what you've done. You want to show that idea. You want to show your plan. You want to show your goal. But only after you're done. So that might help you out. If you want to stay motivated and inspired, I definitely suggest don't tell people what you plan to do. Tell them what you've done. And then visualize the reactions when you actually tell them what's up. When you tell them, hey, I plan to do this. And then they say, okay, well, when are you going to do it? And you say, oh, I already did it. Like, visualize that. And visualize their shock and their pride in you. And they're like, whoa, that's crazy. You know, like, if you can see that, I promise you, you will be motivated. You will be driven. You will stay inspired to get that thing done. Because when you talk about what you want to do, it's like you're giving all the energy that you had for that thing completely out. It's like you're pushing it out. But I realized once I stopped telling people what I want to do, the ideas I had stayed in my mind. And like whenever I was talking to other people, I always had that urge to just blurt it out. It's hey, I'm doing this big thing. I always had that urge, but I had to fight it. But here's the thing: when you have that urge to tell people what you want to do, and it just keeps coming up, and you don't let it out, that alone will drive you to show up to do the work. Because that is energy that you really want to get out. And so the only way you know to get it out, but the only way that you will be able to get it out, is by finishing that project, finishing that idea, and then being able to tell people. And that will drive you. I'm telling you. It will drive you. It has driven me to a lot of places. Just wanting to tell people what I've done, meaning I have to get it done, gets it done. Hopefully that makes sense. But I'm telling you, if you don't tell people what you plan to do, you actually get it done. And then you'll get 2 extra benefits. You can tell people what you want to do, and they'll be like, oh yeah, you get social validation. And then you can tell them, oh, by the way, I've already done it. And then you get extra social validation, and it's just great. It's wonderful. So definitely try it out. If you're somebody who just loses your motivation, your inspiration for these ideas, and you know you're doing it because you keep talking to people, be quiet about what you want to do. And I promise you, you will get that thing done. And then you can get that social validation. Alright? Now remember, take action, stay consistent, make your goals happen, and I will see you later.